Hey guys, it's been a while, right? I want to share something with you that I had to debate on sharing, because sometimes when God blesses me or I have an enlightening moment, I tend to keep that to myself because I just think it's between me and God. But there are things that happen that they're meant to be shared. They're meant to help somebody else. And the message that I got from this was to be approachable, because I think a lot of times we're not approachable with people. A lot of times we're hesitant, even out of fear. You know, we're reluctant to help someone. But a little while ago, I was supposed to leave class and go over someone's house. They weren't available, so we rescheduled. So I ended up going to Walmart. And while I was there, I went in and I was near the eggs and I saw this really, extremely tall woman standing near like one of the displays, and she was peering out. She was peering out, and I could see her, and she was looking to see who to approach, and she came to me, and I was like, oh, my flesh wanted to flee. I'm like, oh, here we go. People always asking, especially since we moved out here. Baby, when I say they asking everywhere, they asking everywhere. So you get a little fearful. You don't know if it's what's going on, or you get tired of always giving. You don't know. So the first one, I was like, that was my initial instinct. And this time it was different. This time, first she was oddly tall, right? And dressed in a way that you can tell she was living probably on the streets, or close to it, and had a very bad smell. Now, when she approached me, she said, "This here is what I can pay for, and this is what, if you could help me with this portion of the basket," right? So I waited. My spirit said, calm down, Libra, and wait and look and see what's going on. So I waited and I looked, and she was like, I am very frugal with what I put in the basket, because I don't want anyone to spend too much on me, but I do need it to feed my family. And I looked, and it was she was being frugal. You could tell by her choices in her basket. And I said, okay, let's go. Are you ready? She said she was. And we started to head towards the register. While we were going towards the register, she said, have you tried these? And it was some thing. I don't know if it was Bally. It was something like some coconut juice or whatever. And I said, no, do you like those? And she goes, yes, they're very good. So I grabbed her some and I put in her basket, and I grabbed a couple for me, and I put in my basket, and we walk on. She said, are you vegetarian? I said, no, not at all. I just needed some vegetables, a little, some juices, some vegetables. And she said, okay. I had some naked juice in my basket. And she said, those have too much sugar. Get the other brand. So I was like, okay. At first I was like, no, let me back up. My first instinct was, how the hell you telling me what to get? Blah, 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 blah. That's how the mind wanted to work, right? But I said, too much sugar. And I waited. And while we're walking, people are staring at us. They're looking because she's oddly tall, and because how she appears. They're staring and they're walking. And for a minute, I was almost embarrassed, right? And then I had to regroup, and get myself together, and like, well, they should be embarrassed, staring. Come on, I'm okay. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get the juice. I'm gonna switch it out. And I went and I switched it and she put in what she said she suggested is better and swapped out the one that I had. When we made our way to the register, she said, "Thank you," right? She said, "I just want to touch you because you are from God." She said, "God told me that you would be here. He would send someone, and he sent you." Of course, right in Walmart, I almost had a breakdown. Y'all know that. I'm a big crybaby. But this was different. This was different than paying for somebody's groceries at the register or just giving somebody a couple of dollars. This was, I was chosen. God placed me in that store at the specific time that she needed someone to help. I was overwhelmed. I was humbled. I had so many emotions going on because for God to choose me, for him to choose, me, and to help somebody in a manner in that way was overwhelming for me because I wasn't even supposed to be there. And for her to grab my hand and say, "It is you. You are who God sent to me." I was blown away. I don't even remember the cost of her groceries. And you know me, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I put $10, my offering in church, and later be like, dang, I should have kept that $10, or I should have kept that $20, But this time, I don't even recall the amount. I don't even know, but that was it. I just told her don't separate it. I just went over there and I put the card in. I did the whole transaction. And something about when she touched me, and when she touched me, layers start to peel, right? Because as she thanked me and I got in the car, I could smell her scent on my hands. And I prayed for her because I knew once I went home and washed my hands that she would be washed off, but the memory would be there. So I went and I washed, I was driving home and I kept smelling her. I kept praying for her. And I was like, wow. And the first thing that came to me was to be approachable. If we are walking around mean and tight-lipped, no one will approach you. No one will ask you for anything. So you can't even be used and allow God to use you in the way that he needs you to because you're walking around so mean. So the first thing that came to me was to be approachable, because how must that feel to stand in a corner and wait for the right person to come and help you, and who to ask, and for it to be me, there are no words. And then it hit me that about a month prior to this happening, I had put on social media a post, something of the sorts of, people will miss the message because they're judging the messenger. And I had a conversation with someone on that post because they didn't quite get what I was saying, because I was talking about you will judge someone by their appearance, right? And the person said that she would judge them by their integrity and their honesty. And I said, no, I mean, if you meet someone, if you go back and search that post, my exact words were, if you meet someone in a grocery store, you don't know their integrity, you don't know their honesty, you don't even know who they are, can you hear what they're trying to tell you? And God tested me on exactly who I said I was. I said I can listen or take advice from anyone, no matter their appearance, because we attain angels unaware, as my aunt always say. And She did not look like the person that someone would take advice from. But in that very moment, I didn't know I was doing it then or being tested at that moment. But I was when I thought back when she said, switch out the juice. And I switched out the juice. You see, so be careful who you say you are. Because God will test you on that very notion to see if you are who you say you are. And I was so happy that all of that was revealed to me as I was driving home. And I ran home and I told my husband, and I was so emotional and I was crying. And he said, what if she wasn't a person at all? She could have been just God's angel sent here just for that purpose, to see who I am. So you never know who's watching, and you never know how God can use you. Be approachable.